Hey there, and welcome along to the second video in our Introduction to onCourse series. This one will be all about navigating the dashboard, which is this main window here that you can see on the screen. It is the first window that you see when you log into onCourse. The first time you come to this window, it will be a little bit emptier than this. I've got a few things set up already because this is our test system, but let's just go through it. There's a bit here that this can do. So the find anything section, we'll cover the navigation section first. So this find anything search is probably what you'll be using the most. So you can just either type out a name, that's my last name, and you can see here I've got a bunch of different enrollments or invoices, contacts, all related to this particular string. And if somebody gave you an invoice number, you could type that in. If somebody gave you a class, they could, like a class code or a course code, we could type that in. We can see that there's classes here. We've got Japanese classes that have the code BJ1. You can see here's a course with the code BJ1. And there's even some documents here. So there's all sorts of different things that you can find with this Find Anything search. Just type in there. It's always a good place to start. Next in the navigation section, you can see here we have all of these links. These are all favorites links that lead to different parts of onCourse that I have selected from the All tab. So if we click on the All tab, and we can see here a list of basically every window, almost every window in onCourse, as well as some of the, these are on-demand scripts, which you don't need to worry about those for a moment. They will only display for admin users, and we'll cover them in a future video. If you want something to appear in your favorites and it's not there already, favorites is actually empty the first time you run onCourse, except for checkout. The checkout is always available and cannot be removed from favorites. You can just, in the All tab, you can see if I hover my mouse over any of these that don't have the icon already showing, the icon will show. And I can just click this, and then the icon colors in, it fills in, and suddenly sales will be available for me in the favorites tab of my navigation. Just another way for you to be able to get some quick access to the sections of onCourse that you know that you're going to need, which is really useful once you're used to sort of making your way around the app and you sort of know where you need to go. Latest activity is a way of showing you at a glance the records and parts of onCourse that you've recently visited, and it also gives you a quick link back to those records if you need to access them again for whatever reason. The enrollments and revenue section is just an at-a-glance view of the past 4 weeks of basically how your college has been doing in terms of enrollment, number of enrollments taken, and the number of or dollar amount of the total invoices created in that period. And you can see just below that the last enrollments section, which shows you just a list of the last 3 enrollments that were taken by your college. So in our test system, we can see that we last put an enrollment through 2 days ago to Introduction to Quick Enroll. We could actually click this and it will be taken to the enrollment record itself, which shows here. And then we have largest waiting lists, which actually tells you when you've got waiting lists that are growing or sort of that need a little bit of attention. You can tell what the most popular waiting lists are, and that might help inform you that you need to look into getting another class going. For example, here I can see that we have the beginning Japanese 1 course has a waiting list of 3 people. Perhaps once that grows to maybe 5 or 6, maybe I'll want to organize another class. We'll cover sort of what waiting lists are in a future video. And then here we just have a list of, just a quick at-a-glance view of the number of classes that you have available for enrollment. There's 2 currently being prepared, so they're kind of in a draft state. So there's a few key details that are missing. There's 20 that are cancelled. There's 853 classes have been completed in total, and there's currently 19 that are commenced and ongoing at the moment. And then down here we have this automation status panel. Now, at the moment there's not much appearing in this for us, but for some systems this could be a big long section depending on the number of scripts and automation tasks that you have running in your system. And here it just gives you an at-a-glance view of how that's all tracking. So we can see here the last task that's run was actually the send payment receipt task, and it was successful. The last time it ran was at 7 a.m. On 7 a.m. on the 3rd of March 2021. And then just here on the right hand side you can see that we have a news section, and this is you can expand or collapse this if you want to see more or less information. You can obviously read what you want here, and then this will tell you whether something is new, whether or not you've read it or not. And then once the application tells that you've seen this and that you've read it, then that tag should go away. You can also click up here, you can click and say got it, and it just acknowledge that new news message. And so this is where you can pick up all of your latest sort of onCourse tips and tricks, and we sort of direct you to the onCourse forum there where you can further those discussions. And then just up the top right here we've got a couple more things. We've got the change theme button, which will allow you to change between like a light theme and a dark theme, or even a monochrome theme, and there's also a high contrast theme. So you can use whatever works best for you. And then lastly we have the logout button. So that is a quick run around the dashboard navigation of onCourse. Next video we're going to be looking at actually starting to create some records. We're going to create some sites and rooms that you will that basically will denote sort of the location of your campus and the rooms that you want to be able to hold your classes in. We'll see you in that one soon.